3.6, 4, 9, the letter C, a kite mark, a baby elephant. Data. It's everywhere nowadays, isn't it? And it's also ruining Formula One. My name's Terry Saunders, this is the state of F1, and I'm going to fix Formula One with data. Well, I'm not, because it's impossible, it's ruined, but, it's just a joke. Don't take it so seriously. We're living in a 1980s nostalgia boom where geeks have been reverse engineered to look cool and interesting. The geeks have done a hostile takeover of the world. Zuckerberg has buggered up politics, franchises have destroyed cinema, and data engineers have ruined Formula One. Here's what happens. On Friday mornings when, let's face it, you're probably not watching, all the teams do full race simulations. They test all the fuel levels and the tyre types, and they do 70 odd laps banging around the circuit with 47 million sensors on the car testing vibrations and temperatures and even the thoughts of the flies before they're obliterated by the aero. Then they do it again on Friday afternoon and once more on Saturday morning, so that by the time Sunday rolls by, the race is just a formality and no longer a duel between man and machine, but just a data set to test the hypothesis. Data and the bloody geeks have ruined sport. For good sport, you really need to have great competitors, good equipment, and at least an element of chance. On a good day, every golfer can get to the green, every footballer can score a goal from outside the penalty box, and even Grosjean can get around the whole track once. It's when you add equipment failures, strategy decisions, and confidence issues that things start to get special. But the more they wang around on a Friday morning, the less chance there is of a random variable coming along to ruin the race. It just all gets a bit predictable. I don't want to get all nostalgic, but back in the old days when things were better, cars would conk out of the side of a track with alarming regularity. Whereas now the data boards check every millimetre of the car remotely, and as soon as it shows any signs of blowing up and looking bad for the brand, they pit the car and retire it in the most limp and boring way. I'm sorry, but it's more entertaining to see a car go up in smoke, and it's romantic. What if they defy the data predictions and go on and win the bloody race? That's the problem with data. It's not exciting, it's efficient. Older drivers were seen as heroes because they could drive around the limitations of the car, whereas the modern drivers are literally hemmed in by them. And it would be okay if F1 was just a numbers game, but let's be honest, it's supposed to be an entertainment as well. Don't worry, I have a solution. F1 teams are all about winning, and you have to applaud that. That's kind of the point of their existence. But the thing is, if the best way to win is also the most boring, then we're stuck with a dull race. And it's the way they harvest the data over the weekend that allows them to make these decisions and not just put a finger in the air and wing it. I say that data shouldn't be so accessible. Yes, let them collect it all, but they have to keep it in a bucket and they can't look at it until the Monday morning debrief. Then they can comb through every bit and byte and data and work out where they've gone wrong. But on the race weekend, it's the driver and his engineer using their experience, their wit and their ingenuity and screw the consequences. But my preferred solution is entertainment engineers. They'd be employed by Liberty and embedded in the team like Pirelli engineers, and you'd be able to tell them apart by their gold spangly jackets. And they've got full authority over their remit to veto any strategic decisions based on the single point of, if you do that, wouldn't it make the race a bit boring? And I'm finally happy to be able to reveal that Ferrari have been using this system for the last couple of years. I've got a podcast for Formula One's sake. You'll probably hate it.